Hey yo, it's your girl Mimi, and today I got a video for you on my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Everything from neutral to starters to more advanced. I use these terms loosely because it doesn't really matter. So I'm not doing this in any particular order, just, you know, some of my go-tos, things that I grab the most. Just keep in mind, I haven't hit pan on any of these palettes because I have so many, and it's like, why do you need so many? I don't, but they're pretty, so I keep buying them and I don't need them, and it's just, I don't know. Anyway, so when I first started out in makeup, one of my favorite go-to brands was BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics was extremely cheap at the time, and you know, it was fairly good quality stuff for what you were spending. You know, I don't think anything there cost more than like 25 bucks. Well, I don't know about now. Maybe now, because I know they definitely stepped their quality up a little bit on some of their things. I haven't tried them out probably within the last year or so, but two palettes that I did keep out of all of the palettes that I purchased from them, the ones that I used to have, I gave them away to my little cousin who's now starting to get into makeup. You know, things that I don't use, I usually give them away to her or any of my cousins that, you know, like whatever it is that I have that I don't use. So the two palettes that I did keep were the Foiled Eyes 28 color palette and the Modern Mattes. I kept the foiled one because at the time this was, one, a decent range of colors, but two, when you wet the brush and you put it on these foil shadows, they were A1. Like, pigment was nice. You didn't really need to keep swiping or anything like that, and that's something that I look for in a good palette, the pigmentation. And with foiled and shimmer shadows, it's very important to see, you know, how easy they are to work with. So with a wet brush, those worked, you know, well enough for me for what I wanted to do, and, you know, that time period of makeup. And this is the Modern Mattes. It's kind of like the matte replica of the foiled shadows, except you got some, you know, pinks and more neutrals down here and stuff. So everything in this palette is matte. I think blue and green, like, they're tricky colors for certain brands to do, and for this brand they did it quite well at the time. The shadows aren't like too chalky, there's not a lot of fallout, and those are also important things when picking palettes. You see, that's to me, that's fairly pigmented. Whoop, for those types of colors. So these are more things that I would use if I'm practicing a look or trying to get inspiration for something for a video or whatever. These two palettes are what I would use just to get the gist of that, or, you know, whatever. Now, my next favorite palette is the Gwen Stefanie palette from Urban Decay. One, because of this freaking mirror. Okay, this mirror, do you see how large this mirror is? I'm not actually going to show you, you know, the mirror itself, but this mirror just is everything. Now, my favorite colors in this, as you can see, it's a very neutral palette with just pops of color, because, you know, that's ideal for a lot of people. You know, that neutral look with just a just little, you know, just a little bit of seasoning. You know, you don't want high blood pressure and all that good stuff, so you're just gonna sprinkle in the seasoning, you know, just a sprinkle. So my favorite colors in this are this one here. Do these have names? Yes, they do. So this is Punk and Blackout. These two are my favorite. I have used every single color in this palette. It is very versatile for different skin tones. You know, you may think these are too light or white or whatever for darker skin tones, but this is an extremely well put together palette that is universal. That is definitely where you can use every single shade in this for something. Another palette that I actually really enjoy, that I got out of a subscription box, is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 from Tarte. This is a great shimmer palette, a great neutral shimmer palette. These shadows are quite pigmented as well, and they look extremely nice when you wet the brush. I'm sorry, this palette isn't completely shimmer. There are two colors in here that are like matte, so that you could, you know, do a transition, do a crease, whatever your heart desires. So there's three of the colors right there. I think this is a very, 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 very nice neutral shimmer palette. Now, if you guys know me, you know I love me some NYX. NYX is one of my favorite drugstore brands. And I say drugstore loosely because this is way more than drugstore quality. So, in the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months or so, they've released these palettes. They released these palettes based off of the elements. I only have one because I can never find the other three. But I know they're great because this one, which is the Fire palette, is fucking gorgeous. This palette is gorgeous. Look at this. Do you see this? You know how hard it is to get a red that actually shows red? NYX did that. Whatever it is, NYX did it. Look at that. That's red. That's not red orange. That's not orange red. That's not off red. That's not orange with a little bit of red. That's not yellow with a little bit of orange. This is red. Okay? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 mattes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shimmers. One of which is like a duochrome type thingy. You know, it looks kind of purpley one way and then the other way looks green. This one down here, you see as I turn my wrist, it's going from that dark purple or whatever to green. Yeah, so these palettes are $30. I think they're like $40. I think because I bought this in Canada, so it was like $40 in Canada, 40 Canadian. I think the math works itself out. But this is so worth every single penny. I actually used these two colors on this eye look that I have right now, and this one right here is what's on my lid. So this palette is perfect. And as soon as I find the other ones, yes, I can order it online, blah blah blah. I don't want to order it online. I want to feel it in my hands because I'm gonna want to use it the same day. Okay, I'm gonna want to use it the same day. Like, I'm gonna go into the bathroom at the mall and do my eye makeup as I buy the other elements because they're that great. Okay, now I saved this brand for last because I have several palettes from them. I think I'm only missing like 2 of their palettes. I'm missing 2 of their palettes, and this brand is called Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place makes some of the best eyeshadows I have ever graced a makeup brush with. Okay, like, whoops, getting a little scantily clad over here. No. Some of the best palettes I've ever used. One of my favorites and one of my first purchases from them was the Nubian, the regular Nubian. This little guy right here. This is a great neutral palette that has a hint of color for some people that want to start out with you know, the whole eyeshadow thing, but they don't want to do too much, this is the ideal palette for you. It's and it's always on sale. It's always on sale, and they always have a 10% off coupon code somewhere. So you're never really paying full price for anything that you buy from Juvia's Place, which is a great thing for me, because if you're like me, you love coupons. I love me some coupons. So this is one of my go-to palettes when it comes to crease colors, you know, transition colors, and, you know, adding depth to certain looks. Definitely love this palette. I actually use this color right here as my I actually use that color there as my transition color on my lid for this look. So that's the Nubian. My next favorite palette is the Zulu. This one right here. And I love Juvia's Place. Their packaging is gorgeous. Packaging is A1. For you know, palettes that don't have mirrors, I'm actually not mad at that because of the size of the eyeshadow pan. Like, you know, the money is made up somewhere. You know, because I think this palette is like $21.50. And then, of course, you have your coupon code. But do you see the size of these pans? Like, these palettes are never going to finish. Like, ever. Never gonna finish. So this right here is the perfect pop of color palette, I think. So usually when I travel, I bring this one and I bring this one, you know, just in case I want to act up or if I want to chill. Okay, most days when I want to act up, I'm going to this baby right here. This baby is hella pigmented. Juvia's Place, their shimmers, you can definitely wet them and get, you know, great color payoff. But the thing is, you don't have to wet these. You don't have to. Wetting them is just a plus. But even without wetting them, these shimmers are shimmering. Like, and every color in this palette is usable. Every single color. These three down here. Do you see? That was one swipe. Ombre. One swipe. Are you dead ass, Juvia's Place? Are you dead ass? Come on. Anyway. So. And then we have this big baby right here called the Masquerade. Do you see how every different palette has, you know, something gorgeous on the cover? It's ridiculous. And none of them are alike. None of the looks are alike. So this one is great. It's a great cross in between. You have some neutrals that are shimmered and matte, and then you have your little pop of color, a more expanded pop of color, I should say, up here. You know, there's only one color in here that I don't like, and it's this pink color right here. It's a weird color, but also I just don't like pink. So there's that. My favorite color in this palette though is definitely this blue one right here. A lot of my looks that have in blue, it's this. It's like a cerulean type blue. Bruh, you see that? And it's a shimmer. I know you see that shimmering. I know you see that shimmering on my wrist. And I didn't wet my finger. Do you see that? No linger. No, let me stop. Do you see that though? Gorgeous. So, I have more palettes from them, but they're not my faves. But I did buy these two babies right here. This is the Sahara 2. I do not have the Sahara 1. And this is their latest palette, the Festival. So, I'm not going to swatch them. I'm going to do separate videos using each one to create a look. I guess I think that's the best way to introduce y'all to these palettes. But, come on. Look at that. And look at this. Beautiful packaging. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think these palettes as well are $21.50. But you got your coupon code, so they're not $21.50. Okay, so that just about wraps up all my favorite eyeshadow palettes and what I think, you know, is best for what, as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully that helps any of you, and if you have any questions or if you need more suggestions, definitely let me know. I have drawers and drawers and drawers full of eyeshadow palettes, so I am more than happy to help. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy your day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.